Okay, my beautiful friends, it is Saturday, December 14th, 2019. Kind of unusual for me to be doing a video on a Saturday. This is not my Markets A Look Ahead segment, for which I will do tomorrow. Right here in this video, I want to focus on details that we've heard so far with regard to this phase one trade deal that we were told yesterday by the president was possibly the biggest deal ever. I'm not making this up, his words. Now, I wrote down a few things this morning, and I want to cover these points with you. Number one, there is no deal. You heard right. There is no deal. As a matter of fact, nothing with regard to this deal is going to be signed until at least mid-January. Do you find the timing of that kind of suspicious? Understand, this is the time of year where the corporations, the corporate elites, count on stocks moving higher through Christmas because that's how their bonuses are based, on their stock share price. This, to me, is nothing but a ploy or a con job to push this market higher. You all knew it was going higher anyway. I've been explaining to you since how long stocks were going up, crude was going up. I explained to you the game that they are going to play with precious metals, with cryptocurrencies. I've nailed this market to the wall so precisely. It scares me. It really does. So, the number one point here, there is no deal. And nothing is going to be signed until at least mid-January. Now, let's stick to that for a second. Does it sound familiar to you? Well, it should. Back in October, when we had a phase one deal, the president explained, it was the biggest deal then, and nothing was signed. They kept kicking the can down the road. How many of you believe that this deal, this supposed deal, it's not a deal, it's maybe a deal in principle, like it was in October, is going to be signed in January? Or do you believe they're going to kick the can down the road because something else is going to happen? Again, this is a con job to push stocks higher, period, the end. This is the main focus. This is the main agenda of the president. Stocks up. It's a distraction. Don't look at the free-flowing economy. Look at the stock market. Look at the distortions in this stock market. If you have a few functioning brain cells, you understand what is going on here. That's number one. So again, there is no deal. Number one, nothing will be signed until at least mid-January. Number two, so we're going to call this, I will give the president this, I suppose, deal in principle. All right, here we go. This deal in principle involves removing the tariffs on China in phases. Maybe this is what he means by phase one. To zero. This is what China has been wanting all along. China said, you want a deal, Mr. President? No. We're not interested in a partial removal. We want them completely removed. So the president has complied and will be reducing tariffs on China to zero. Now, why would he be doing that? Well, for the promise, again, nothing has been signed here, that China will buy more U.S. agricultural products. That's two. Three. This is disturbing to me, this number three here. This deal allows U.S. corporations to remain in China and produce products in China. You haven't heard too much about that, huh? You don't believe me? Google it for yourself. What happened to bringing back manufacturing here to the United States? Oh, no. Well, China's calling this a win for corporate America. Do you agree with that? Well, I don't think you do. So that was number three. Number four. China is calling this a victory, as China, under this deal in principle, will not only be buying, and they admit that they will be buying more agricultural products from the United States, all well and good, but they are also saying that they will be buying agricultural products, or more of them, from other countries as well. That's interesting. So that's number 4. Number 5. Here we go. This is also disturbing too, and I do not want you to take my word for it. I got a snapshot of this when it was live on TV. If you want to see the snapshot, go to my Twitter feed, go to Facebook. Now, President Trump was asked about the amount of purchases that China is promising, and this is a quote. He thinks it's going to be around 50 billion in U.S. agricultural purchases. He thinks that. Well, why would he think that? He should know. That's number 1. Number 2, the reason why, he's being truthful here. I will give him the credit. Because he has no idea. There's been nothing signed. There's no actual transcript of this yet. So he thinks that China's going to purchase this much. It could be much less. I guess it could be more too. But keep in mind, China is saying, yeah, sure, we're going to buy more stuff from you, from the United States, but they're also going to be buying more stuff from other countries. That's number 5. Here we go. China also states, again, they're claiming victory. You have to understand. President Trump is claiming victory. President Z, whatever his name is, he's claiming victory too. China states that this deal protects the interests of foreign firms. Interesting. Okay, so look, that's what we got so far. Who knows what else is going to get leaked out, because we're not being allowed to see. We the people, there's nothing in writing, there's nothing signed, nothing will be signed until January, if that even happens. And from what I see here, we got nothing. We got promises from China. Promises yet again. How many times have we heard this? That they're going to buy more agricultural products. And President Trump is saying, okay, for that promise, not only are we going to eliminate the tariffs to 0 in phases, oh, don't even worry about us increasing tariffs on you. Not going to happen. And you go ahead, China. You can buy agricultural products from other nations as well, because we're happy. You're promising to buy it from us as well. Oh, you can keep U.S. companies over there manufacture products in China. Forget about what I said about bringing jobs back here to the United States when we want things made here in the United States. No, it doesn't matter, because I want the stock market higher. Doesn't matter at all. That's it. Period. The end. We can go on and on here. I covered it all already. Why should we recap? But this to me sounds like an abortion of a deal. There is no deal. It's not even been signed. There's nothing. 0. Con job of the highest order. Do you agree? I want to hear from you. From what I just explained to you here, does this sound like we have anything? What did we get out of it? What are we getting for what we're giving back to China here? Promises that maybe they're going to buy more agricultural products? Maybe it's going to amount to $50 billion, because the president doesn't know. He thinks it's going to be around $50 billion. This is a joke, people. This is an absolute joke. And again, it's a ploy to prop up stocks. Now, with regard to the market and everything else, I will cover that tomorrow in my Markets to Look Ahead. Please let these things sink in. Tell me what you think about this. And don't take my word for anything I just covered. Just Google this stuff for yourself. Is Greg telling the truth? Anyway, I love all of you. See you tomorrow.